I'm not mechanically minded as such, but I think either a fuse is blown, which I can't find, or the alternator's knackered. It's now Saturday the 7th of October. It's been 3 days now since the river rescue people came out. Couldn't really do an awful lot. Couldn't test the alternator because the fan belt wasn't working properly. Short of it all, the previous owner changed the alternator, and the size of belt that should fit doesn't, and the belt that does fit is too big, and there's not enough adjustment on the alternator arm. I was on the phone to them yesterday and they said, oh yes, if it comes in we'll come and see you at the weekend, we'll get it sorted. But I haven't had any messages at all today. I'm not really hopeful for this weekend. Maybe it's Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
This here is the alternator. Basically what it does is there's a belt down here on a pulley from the engine, goes round, spins it round inside there, produces electricity, comes out through this cable up to the batteries, charges the batteries up. Through these cables it also goes on up to the ignition and gives me my rev counter, which tells me how fast my engine's going, and there's also a warning light to tell you if there's anything wrong and you're not charging your batteries. So that's the alternator. Now my issue was, this has been changed to a slightly different one. You can see it's a different colour, it's not the painted red, and it's a physically bigger piece of kit. So what was happening was the ignore this piece of wood, I'll come to that in a minute. The belt that should have went on, we couldn't get it on. No matter how much I bring the alternator this way, I still couldn't get the belt to fit on. The only belt that did fit on, we couldn't get the alternator far enough that way to be able to get tension on it, because this is the original arm that was on there, and as you can see it's considerably shorter than the temporary one that I've made. So I physically couldn't get the correct tension on the belt to make the alternator work properly. Now I've struggled on with this for a couple of months now, with the intention of when I go home I'll either try and buy a bigger one of these or physically make one. As a temporary solution, I've just made this piece of wood one with a little bit of plywood, and I've getting tension on the alternator belt. Fine, great. Started the engine up this morning, still nothing. So the alternator itself is kaput, knackered. So I'm left with the situation where the only power I can produce to charge my batteries up is from the solar, which when the sun is shining isn't too much of a problem. I'll just spin you around and show you. However, the solar doesn't last very long. Once the sun goes in, it's winter now, we only get a few hours sunshine, if we're getting any sunshine at all. So it's topping the batteries up, but it's not lasting. I'm now having to get to the situation where I'm turning the fridge off at night time just to stop the whole system from alarming and me having to get up in the middle of the night to switch it off anyway. So when I go to bed, I just switch it off. Get up the next morning and the batteries are about 60%. If I get solar, the top up like today. If I don't get solar, well, I'm stuffed. Well, good evening. Engine problems sorted. Engineer came out this afternoon, took one look at it, changed the alternator, put a brand new alternator on, brand new belt, tightened it all up, tensioned it all up, and after about 2 hours work, fired it up, and I was back on 14 volts. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Just been running the engine now for about half an hour since he left, and already the batteries have recovered back to 100%. I'm over the moon, absolutely over the moon. Brilliant. Well, good morning, guys. Well, my time here at Highlands is up. I'm moving on today. now that everything's fixed. What started off as a brief overnight stay for a bit of rain ended up as a bit of a 6-day epic. As you've just seen, all sorts of shenanigans went on between breaking down, not being able to get the parts, engineers couldn't test things and having to come back, all sorts of things going on. But anyway, it's all done now, all fixed, so I'm up and running. I'm going to head on down to Bollington, find myself a nice mooring down there, spend a couple of days down at Bollington, and just continue on with my cruise. Catch you on the way.
Okay, water all done, all on time. Let's get back on with the journey. Just coming under Bridge 21 now. Bridge 21. My eyes look a bit dark with this cap on. I'm still here. It's just that the sun's a bit bright. I'm facing into it. Quite a pretty bridge, this one. We'll see when we go through in a minute. That's Bridge 21. Nice stone arched bridge. Road bridge, I believe it is. Canal side architecture. Well, that's it. The cruise is done for today. I'm just on the outskirts of Bollington. I've moored up in a reasonable place. Fairly open, should get some solar. Speaking of solar, that sun has done a world of good to me today. It's been like a tonic. Absolutely loved it today. Been a bit chilly in the shade, but lovely in the sunshine. From sitting in the boat, worried about getting the engine fixed and all the rest of it, not having enough power to run the lights and stuff. Oh, it's been an absolute tonic today. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to have a walk down into Bollington itself to see if there's any better moorings, but for now, this will do me. Catch you later.
This is the impressive earth embankment that holds the canal up.
And here's the viaduct with the road going underneath and the canal going along the top. That's it, the Narrowboat is just about there. That's the canal going across the top. Impressive, isn't it?
If you've enjoyed watching this video, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, it's completely free. And of course, leave me some comments. I love reading your comments and I try to answer every single one. Catch you later.